Food's here, baby. Let's.
We're taking a tour. I don't know if I told you this.
No.
I said Wednesday, but it is Monday.
I got food on the way. Can we just wait or no?
We'll do it now.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
So we're doing my first creator tour with none other than, what's your name?
Joe.
Wow.
Well,
Apex streamer for
I built the 90s. The like
Fortnite.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be playing this week
PUBG.
PUBG 2 is coming out.
This week, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right, crazy tour today. Power GPU just set off 5 new PCs in here.
What he meant to say was they did 6 new builds with 9 employees. So I think it was around 69. Well, the combined total was around 69. So it's just, it's a really cool setup.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
First and foremost, why this room? Why not like a typical stream room like everybody else does? Why are they over the top windows, skyrise?
The meme of like gamers don't touch grass was way too true for me because my original setup was literally a garage for the longest time. So I was like, I want something, I want natural light because I feel like in general, I just feel better when I have this, I can see the sun. It sounds dumb, but so I was like, I want something like that. And then I saw like the normal RGB of streamers that always have like certain like lighting and just look like a gaming room. For my long-term plans, I kind of want to change that up, kind of do more like a podcast vibe, maybe even just kind of like a room that nobody's ever seen before. And I feel like besides like Train X TV of like a cool, like just like windows, things like that, I was like, I like that setup idea. And I was like, I'm just gonna kind of go into that and it's turning out pretty cool so far.
There is literally not one RGB in this entire setup. And to be honest, I'm for it. I'm over it. RGBs are
totally last year. Technically, there's one RGB. There's one. We're not going to talk about the cable management yet, but I think that it was very important to be an official gamer. You have to at least have one RGB somewhere. So I was like, you know what? Underneath the coffee table, and I didn't do it like blue or like red, or I was like, you know what? We're just going to keep it a nice little modern vibe. So I have my one strip and I'm good now.
biggest upgrade to the new setup, the new Joewo Warzone 2.0 coming around the corner is the massive gaming PC. Can you explain yourself on this?
So I had a couple other PCs that got permanently banned. So when those got banned, I obviously couldn't play on them. So I had to get another one and another one and then another one. So this one is like fast. Got stuff that's like new. It's crazy. Like it's really new. And like the technology that's in this, like with the hardware, Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi cables that you plug in, like the little ports, bro. Fast of the fast. And I think that a lot of people don't understand, like as I try to explain PCs and stuff, they don't get kind of this new level, new age of technology, like the boomers and things like that. When I try to explain them like how fast and this megahertz and speeds and gigahertz.
What GPU do you got in it?
The new one. Yeah, it's new. It's like this year.
So this one back here is the stream PC, right?
You will say, yeah.
Is this where the software is enabled?
That's the other, so that is Bluetooth thin to...
And this is the one you suggested I get to be good next week.
Yes.
Oh, do you think this is a joke?
PC does look dope and all. How does a computer like this compare to a more reputable brand like Walmart, Best Buy? You know, like tier S gaming PCs? This, where do we put it there?
I mean, it depends on kind of the newer kind of hardware type of thing. So
Bluetooth, if it's enabled too?
Exactly, kind of the things we talk, but it's kind of like, if you're looking at like the more basic Walmart, Dollar General, those are S tier setups. This should, I would say, more go down the Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist type of vibe. Yeah,
gets the job done.
It gets the job done.
So a couple of my fans wanted me to ask you some questions, if you don't mind.
You're a fan? Is that like Is that them?
Question number 1. Roughly exactly how much do you make on streaming?
It depends on the day, but usually about like 350.
Typical Twitch rev. Pretty sure we have the same dining room table in our kitchen at home. Hey Joe, where'd you get the table from?
I got it from actually a professional dining room table maker. Make custom dining room tables.
Joke's over. Grow the fuck up. Big fan. Love the drive. What got you into all this? Because you said over the last few years, you said Blackout was your first game, right?
Was my first ever game, like really grinding COD. I played basketball like my whole life, and I'm like super like a very competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
And then like as I got to college and stuff, I was like, what do I do with my time? I was like, because I obviously couldn't play D1 basketball. So I was like, what do I do? I tried the whole party thing in college like everybody else, and I was like, this really isn't for me. And then I was like, what do I do with my time on Friday nights, Saturday nights? And I found out about gaming and streaming and Twitch and content. And then I played like some like of the OG like Maddens and 2Ks and things like that. I found Black Ops 4 Blackout, and I was like, this game is it. And from then on, I've just been in love.
Okay, just out of curiosity, why do you have a dining room table and you only, like what started this? Why do you only use this little bit of a section?
That's actually a great question. It's actually like a kind of interesting story, but throughout college, I had a very small room. So again, this is one piece of advice. If you are just planning on doing honestly anything but content in general, make sure if you have the space for it, make sure your setup is not in the same room where you sleep and eat and do anything else, because throughout college and stuff, I had a small room. So I would eat in there, sleep in there, do homework in there, study in there, and stream in there. But at the time, I had a very small setup. So my chair couldn't even roll backwards, which is why I think the start of I get memed all the time of how close I sit like to my screen when I'm playing was because at the time, that's the only way I could play was because my desk couldn't even fit and my chair couldn't roll back. I was sitting so close. Now I'm like sent out of the room. I like to have the space for a nice table and stuff like that. And then usually, because I just had one desk at home at the garage, I would just usually have all my stuff on the side. And then if I would get food, I would usually like eat on the right corner. But now, because we have a really cool setup, I have most of the space taken up. So it's pretty cool.
New setup. You've been in here what, a month or two?
Ish, yeah.
Favorite thing?
Of this setup or just the area?
This setup.
Sunlight in the morning.
So the backdrop, like you like the room.
Absolutely. I think just waking up and sounds dumb, but seeing the sun and just being able to like kind of just feel like the vibes of like a good morning or something like that is always like number one, top tier.
Piece of advice for content creators ending out.
My number one piece of advice is enjoy the journey, okay? Rome was not built in a day. Don't give up. I see so many people that say, yo, I'm streaming this week. Week goes by and they're like, I'm not Nick Merckx now. What do I do? I'm like, hey, relax, give it some time. And also just enjoy the process of, again, going from, starting out fresh and like learning something new can always be a journey, and appreciate every single person that stops by. Even if you think you're down because you're only getting 5 views, 10 views, think about a room of 10 people. That's 10 people that are watching you do something that you would love to do. Like, even though it seems like it's not a lot, 10 people is a lot of people if you think about people in one room watching you. So enjoy the process, enjoy the people. I'm in. I need some food, and you were supposed to be my food.
What do you mean by that?
So it really is time for you to go now, Bill. He's not